All right, we are live. Thank you everyone for being here. We're really excited to have Susan Newman as a guest today, and Jessica will introduce her in a second. So thank you for tuning in. Welcome to our weekly wellness sessions for musicians. My name is Francesca Leo. I'm the chair of the Puerto Rico Flute Symposium Wellness Committee and the founder of playingwithoutpain.com. And I am joined by co-host Jessica Koebbe, who has her DMA and other degrees in piano performance, and she specializes in helping teachers learn how to address performance anxiety and adopt mindfulness practices into their private teaching. She teaches at Mid-America Nazarene University and is the founder of Mindful Music Pedagogy. So our past few sessions have addressed the relationship between the brain and the body. All sessions are archived on the Puerto Rico Flute Symposium Facebook page, as well as playingwithoutpain.com and mindfulmusicpedagogy.com. If you're a music educator and you wish to share these videos with your students, we also offer the recorded Zoom sessions, which you can find on diazdelmoralfoundation.org. And you can also send us an email at info@prflutesymposium, where we can share the files with you directly. If you feel so inclined and you've been enjoying these sessions and you would like to make a donation, there's a link in the bio. And we also have a new feature, which is live Spanish translation. And the login info, it is run through the streamer.center website. The login info is in the bio. So feel free to log in for live Spanish translation. And I will let Jessica take it away.
Yes, I'm so excited because today's guest is especially fun for me. Susan and I are neighbors, and we were just chatting about how we often are out walking and usually have no set schedule for that, and yet run into each other almost every time. So we feel like the universe is bringing us together for this. So, so Susan's going to be talking about heart coherence, techniques to stop inner chaos and promote well-being and presence. And her practice is called Holofield Healing, and that's holofieldhealing.com, HOLOFIELD So I'd encourage you to check that out. But Susan began her energy practice in 1998. And since that time, she's trained extensively in various energy modalities and consciousness technologies with some of the most preeminent experts in their fields. For over 22 years and through working with hundreds of clients, she's developed a unique system for detecting and releasing unconscious patterns that cause barriers to a happy, healthy, and satisfying life for her clients. She is currently finishing her PhD in complementary and alternative medicine with an emphasis in energy psychology at Akamai University, and she attended Holos University Graduate Seminary and is a licensed ordained minister with All Faiths Church of Spirituality and Health. Her greatest desire is to make energy healing an approachable, understanding, and valuable tool, widely accepted and accessible to the mainstream. So we are so pleased to have her joining us today. And Susan, I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Thanks, Jessica. And thank you both for inviting me to join you. It's a real pleasure. So as Jessica said, my work seeks to understand and address the mind-body connection for well-being. And there are many reasons why well-being might be disrupted. There is a growing body of compelling scientific evidence that's demonstrating a link between mental and emotional attitudes, physiological health, and long-term well-being. And I saw lots of research, but I'm just going to share two examples. So first, in a groundbreaking study of 1,200 people at high risk for poor health, those who learn to alter unhealthy mental and emotional attitudes through self-regulation training were over 4 times more likely to be alive 13 years later than in an equal-sized control group. Also, 3 10-year studies concluded that emotional stress was more predictive of death from cancer and cardiovascular disease than from smoking. People who were unable to effectively manage their stress had a 40% higher death rate than non-stressed individuals. So today I want to share with you some information discovered by the HeartMath Institute. And I want to teach you 3 simple techniques that can dramatically help you feel calmer and clearer, healthier and happier, and improve your vitality and performance. So first, what is the HeartMath Institute? The HeartMath Institute is an innovative nonprofit research and education organization. They've developed simple, user-friendly mental and emotional self-regulation tools and techniques. These tools and techniques work for people of all ages and from all cultures, and they can be used in the moment to relieve stress. And even beyond that, these tools also allow people to break through to greater levels of personal balance, stability, creativity, intuitive insight, and fulfillment. They've done a lot of research, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of the research. So for more than 25 years, the HeartMath Institute Research Center has explored the physiological mechanisms by which the heart and the brain communicate, and how the activity of the heart influences our perceptions, emotions, intuition, and health. They've discovered some intriguing aspects of the science of the heart, and they've developed a skill set known as the HeartMath system. Their research determined that stressful or depleting emotions, such as frustration and overwhelm, lead to increased disorder in the higher level brain centers and the autonomic nervous system. These were also reflected in the heart rhythms and adversely affected the functioning of virtually every bodily system. They observed that the heart seems to have a mind of its own, significantly influencing how we perceive and respond in our daily interactions. In essence, it appeared that the heart could affect our awareness, perceptions, and intelligence. So the heart is far more than a simple pump. The heart is in fact a highly complex information processing center with its own functioning brain, and this is commonly referred to as the heart brain. The heart brain is able to act independently of our cranial brain to learn, remember, make decisions, and even feel and sense. We can use the techniques that tap directly into the heart to bring about what's called heart coherence. And this brings about orderly and harmonious connections between all the parts of us. These techniques can synchronize our heart, respiratory system, blood pressure rhythms, heart rate variability patterns, so that we feel more calm, have clearer thinking, more vitality, and good immune system functioning. So I want to move into the tools and techniques so that you can really experience it. The most important skill the majority of people need to learn is how to increase their capacity to self-regulate emotions, attitudes, and behaviors. So the following exercise is a very simple method proven to help develop a state of greater coherence at will. So we can use this technique much like an energetic defibrillator to stop the inner chaos, opening the heart to be receptive and to receive all the goodness available. So this is technique number one, and we're going to use this technique within all the other techniques. This is called heart-focused breathing. It has 2 steps. So if it's comfortable for you, I invite you to close your eyes. Step 1, heart focus. Focus your attention on the area around your heart, that area in the center of your chest. Putting your attention on your heart area helps you become centered and coherent. Try to feel the energy up in your head as it's flowing down into your heart. If you like, place your hand over the center of your chest to help you keep your attention in the heart area. Connect with the heart. Step 2, heart breathing. Breathe deeply but normally. Imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart area. As you inhale, feel as if your breath is flowing in through your heart. As you exhale, feel it leaving through this area. Breathe slowly and casually, a little deeper than normal. Continue breathing in and out of your heart with ease until you find a natural inner rhythm that feels good to you. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Any questions or comments about heart breathing? Okay, so we're going to utilize heart breathing for the second technique. We're going to build on that. This technique is called quick coherence, and it has 3 steps. So it includes the heart focus that we just did and the heart breathing, but it's going to add a 3rd step, which we'll call heart feeling. So before we start the whole technique, we're going to kind of find our heart feeling. So let's find this first, and then we'll incorporate that into our whole exercise. So again, if it's comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. One of the easiest ways to generate a positive heart-based feeling is to get in touch with a positive feeling, especially the feeling of love or appreciation. You might want to recall a time when you have felt a feeling of love and appreciation. Perhaps you remember a special place that you've been, or the love you feel for a close friend, or a family member, or a treasured pet. There is no need to sustain the feeling. Just tapping into the feeling for just a split second is all that's necessary. And this is the most important step. So if you've thought of something and it doesn't seem to tap into your heart, then move on to another thing, maybe a special place that you like to be, or I find it the easiest to tap into the love I feel for my dogs. Okay, so if you've identified what that special thing is, we'll add that to our exercise. So we'll begin as we did before. Step 1, heart focus. Focus your attention on the area around your heart, the area in the center of your chest. And if you like, you can place your hand over the center of your chest to help keep your attention in the heart area. Try to feel the energy up in your head, flowing into your heart. Connect with the heart. Step 2, heart breathing. Breathe deeply but normally. Imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart area. As you inhale, feel as if your breath is flowing in through your heart. And as you exhale, feel it leaving through this area. Breathe slowly and casually, a little deeper than normal. Step 3. As you maintain your heart focus and the heart breathing, activate a positive feeling. Recall a time when you have felt a feeling of love or appreciation. Perhaps you remember a special place you've been or the love you feel for a loved one or a treasured pet. There's no need to sustain the feeling. Tapping into the feeling for just a split second is all that's necessary. And continue the heart breathing. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes. So you can create a coherent state in about a minute with these simple steps. And if you practice several times each day, in time, this practice will profoundly deepen your state of coherence. This is a really good technique to use anytime you feel a draining emotion like frustration or irritation or anxiety or stress. And if you use it at the onset of a lesser negative emotion, you can prevent them from escalating and bring yourself back into balance more quickly. And another time that it's really nice to use this technique is before transitions. So maybe before going to work, before a meeting, before you go home. And it's especially important to do this before important communications. So you can use this quick coherence technique anytime and anywhere, and you can do it with your eyes open or eyes closed. So I've even done this in the supermarket or, waiting for, just sitting around waiting, bringing myself into coherence. So any questions about this second technique, the quick coherence technique? Okay. All right, so we're going to incorporate the heart breathing into this third technique. The third technique is called attitude breathing. It's important to know that coherence automatically occurs through positive feelings. These include compassion, caring, love, and gratitude, and other states of appreciation. In contrast, we can quickly become incoherent when we experience negative attitudes and emotions, and these may include anger, fear, and anxiety. Attitude breathing helps us open the heart and facilitates mental and emotional healing. So we use heart-focused breathing, but we're going to add a little twist to this. Also, I want to add, all of these techniques come from the Heart Math Institute. I've added a little piece to this particular exercise because in my other work, I have found that it's very helpful to add imagining a color. So you'll see where I ask you to imagine a color. So that's my add-on. So if you go to the website and don't see that, don't wonder why. Once again, if it's comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. And this time I want you to tune into a situation or a problem that may cause you some discomfort. Observe what you're feeling. Recognize the negative feeling or associated attitude that you'd like to release. And you can name this in your own mind. If this negative feeling or attitude was a color, what color would you imagine it to be? It's likely not a pleasant color. Maybe it's a muddy color, or it's electric neon, or it's a color that you just might find repulsive. And remember this color. Now imagine what you would rather feel. Choose an attitude or a feeling that you'd like to replace it with. So for example, maybe if you've been feeling stress, you want to feel calm. If you've been feeling overwhelmed, maybe you want to replace it with ease. If you've been feeling judgmental, maybe replace it with kindness or compassion. You can choose an attitude to replace the unhelpful one you identified, or be open for a new replacement attitude to arise through your intuition. And if you can name it in your own mind. What color do you imagine represents this replacement attitude or feeling? This color would be pleasant, or renewing, or revitalizing. And remember this color. And now we'll move into the heart-focused breathing. And you can put your hand on your heart if you like. Breathe deeply but normally. And imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart area. As you inhale, feel as if your breath is flowing in through your heart. And as you exhale, feel it leaving through this area. Breathe slowly and casually, a little deeper than normal. As you continue breathing, breathe in the color of the new attitude or feeling, that pleasant, vital color. And breathe out the color of the negative attitude or feeling, that color that you did not find attractive. And as you continue breathing and breathing in, imagine taking in the new feeling or attitude as that color activates your system, filling it with a new feeling or attitude. And as you do this breathing technique on your own, stay with it until you begin to feel the shift. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. So you can practice maintaining your new attitude as you move through your daily interactions. And you can use attitude breathing anytime during the day or to reset your attitude if it begins to fade or to not be as strong as you would like it. So it is important to slow down, tune into what you're feeling. With daily practice, eventually your heart to brain communication will help you release negative emotions stored in your amygdala, and a new you will emerge. Being responsible for and increasing our personal coherence not only improves personal health and happiness, but it also feeds into and influences the global field environment. It's postulated that an increasing number of people add coherent energy to the global field. It helps strengthen and stabilize mutually beneficial feedback loops between human beings and Earth's magnetic fields. So besides helping yourself feel better and maintaining your own heart coherence, it's one of the greatest contributions that you can make toward a better world. So I do highly recommend checking out the Heart Math Institute. There is a lot of free material on there. In fact, as of today, they still had on their first page, if you scroll all the way down, there are a number of offerings. They're currently offering a regularly $29 course, I think, for free. And they do have plenty of other offerings that are super helpful. So that's heartmath.org. Heart, math as in numbers.org. So any questions?
That was so wonderful. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jessica. That was an amazing experience. And I really needed the attitude breathing today. Earlier, I was trying to practice my instrument. I was just in a really bad headspace, feeling really down about myself. So I'll just briefly share what I was thinking of. When I felt that bad feeling, I labeled it as gray and as the color. And I felt like my shoulders were really tight. I felt a lot of pain when I was thinking about it. And then my alternative was, instead of self-criticism, my alternative was self-kindness. And the color I gave it was my favorite color, which I've told Jessica before, but it's purple, which I have like all over my room. So I was breathing in the purple, self-kindness, breathing out the, I felt my shoulders relaxing. I felt like actual physical shifts in my body as I was releasing the negative. So that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Nice feedback. Thanks.
I wanted to take a second. I have so many questions, but I wanted to take a second to acknowledge the people engaging with us on social media. So Marcus Martinez says hello, and then Flutist Finney had a lot of really encouraging things to say. They said, I feel relaxed. These are kind of commenting live, in real time. So and one of their comments was that these exercises are really great for a great tool to feel the music. So they said thank you. So thank you guys for watching and for engaging with us that way. And I'm glad you spelled out the heart math, because that was one of my questions. It was like HEARTMATH. Yes. Okay. I wanted to double check that. And then I was just curious. I guess I have my own interpretation of what heart coherence means, but I was curious how you would describe that from your standpoint.
Yeah, heart coherence is about having when we tap into the heart, having all of our systems actually being in rhythm with one another. And that would include our vascular system, our blood pressure, our heart rhythms, the way our immune system works. It really is bringing all of the parts in sync with one another. And our autonomic nervous system, a big one, right? That's what gets triggered.
Yeah, that would play into us musicians
Yeah.
when we get nervous. So that's
right, cool. Right.
Very cool. Well, yeah, one of the things that, like Francesca was saying, she felt so relaxed, and I did too. And it was so interesting because both times, right before you said, like, feel the energy coming down from your head into your heart, and I had like literally felt tingling and like it's from the head down. So that was so cool, and I didn't know what that is, or just, I don't know.
Well, it's we spend way too much time in our head. Now, a really interesting fact is that there are tools that allow us to measure the electromagnetic field of the head, the brain, and the heart. And believe it or not, you can measure the brain a few inches outside your head. You can actually measure that field out of your head a few inches. It's pretty amazing. Guess what? The electromagnetic field of the heart can be measured more than 3 feet beyond the body.
Wow.
And so when we actually go into the heart, so the heart math has some pretty profound work going on about the intelligence of the heart. There are more connections, neural connections going from the heart to the brain than there are from the brain to the heart. So they believe the heart is the primary brain, and that we get more information through the field of the heart than we do from the field of the brain. And that it's giving the brain information more than the brain is giving the heart information. So these exercises they've developed that help us tap into the heart. So that the idea of flowing down from the head is a way to get us out of our head and into the heart. And so I would say, as musicians, before doing a performance, really getting to the field of the heart, it's that field that we become in sync with one another. So if you're playing with a group of people, everybody getting in sync with that heart field could be a pretty dramatic way to really be in sync with one another.
That's like mind-blowing. I'm so excited to dive into the more research on that site. And I'm sure Francesca can agree. Like, there's just something, you feel you feel when you interact with people, like alignment or disalignment, you know, so you can just have that. I always just thought it was like sort of some sort of chemical, you know, feeling, but this heart coherence makes so much more sense. And the times that we've had, you know, that I've had performances with people that I just thoroughly enjoyed working with from start to finish, I totally sense that. And conversely, you know, times where it's been a really challenging group, you know, personality wise or literature wise, or just people are just going through hard times, you know, and it's been a really hard season, you know, that comes through. That definitely does. So
Right, right.
well, thank you, Susan. This was just so enlightening, and we would love to have you come back sometime. So
Okay, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And for all watching, this is going to be archived on our YouTube channel. If you want to go back and follow along with these exercises in the future, you can absolutely do so. It'll also be archived on our Facebook page as well. So thank you so much for the wonderful talk and demonstrations. And I know that I will be using these in my daily life, definitely. And I'm excited to check out the Heart Math Institute as well.
You'll enjoy it.
Thank you. So for anyone watching, next week we will be talking about brain meditation part 2. We'll be guiding you through a short meditation session. So we look forward to that. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comments and we will be sure to get back to you. So thank you so much, Susan, and everyone watching, and we'll see you next week.